Saskatoon home prices have reached new highs, but that is not the most important change happening in our market. More homes are being listed, buyers are still purchasing them almost as fast as they appear, and while much of Canada is slowing down, Saskatoon seems to be moving in the opposite direction. Today, I'm breaking down 3 market trends that could affect what you pay, what your home is worth, and whether moving to Saskatoon still makes sense. The third trend may be the most important because Saskatoon's ownership and rental markets are beginning to tell 2 different stories. I'm Conor Palendat, realtor with Betcher Real Estate Group, and if you need a top producing team to help secure your dream home or sell your greatest asset, all of my contact info is in the description below. Now, let's dive in. If you only followed the national headlines, you might think buyers have disappeared. High borrowing costs, slower population growth, and economic uncertainty have cooled many housing markets across Canada. But Saskatoon is not following that same pattern. Saskatoon recorded 589 residential sales in June. That made it one of the strongest Junes on record and placed sales 22% above the 10-year average for the month. Think about that for just a moment. This was not just a decent month compared with a weak year. Saskatoon had far more sales than we would normally expect at this point in the calendar. Now, year-to-date sales are slightly behind the near record pace we saw in 2025, but they remain well above normal levels. That tells us demand has not disappeared. The market is hitting a limit because there are only so many suitable homes available. This demand comes from several groups. We have first-time buyers trying to enter the market. We have growing families looking for detached homes. We have people moving to Saskatchewan for work, family, or lower housing costs. We also have existing homeowners who need to move but have been waiting for the right property to appear. That competition becomes most noticeable when a home checks the boxes most buyers want. A good neighborhood, practical layout, reasonable condition, and a price that makes sense. For buyers, this means waiting for the entire market to slow down may not work. Your specific part of the market could remain competitive, even if Canadian sales decline. For sellers, strong demand is encouraging, but demand alone does not guarantee a great sale. I'll explain when we get to trend number 3. Current trend number 2, however, is that more listings are not creating more choice. This is the strange part of Saskatoon's market. New listings increased by 17% compared with June of last year. On the surface, that sounds like buyers should have far more options, but Saskatoon's total inventory remained 43% below its 10-year average, and the city entered July with only 1.6 months of supply, and it's not looking a whole lot better moving into August. In plain English, more homeowners listed their properties, but buyers absorbed that new supply almost as quickly as it arrived. I call this the inventory illusion. You may open a real estate website and see hundreds of listings across Saskatoon, but once you remove properties that are conditionally sold, not built yet, outside your price range, in the wrong area, or unsuitable for your needs, the number of real options can become very small. For example, a buyer may want a 3-bedroom detached home with a garage in good condition under a set budget and near a specific school. There could be hundreds of listings across the city, but only 5 that match those needs. Then those 5 homes are being watched by many of the same buyers. This is why 2 people can describe the same market in different ways. One buyer may have several condo options and time to negotiate. Another buyer looking for a well-kept family home may face an offer presentation within 2 days. If you are buying, the solution is not to panic and overpay. It is to prepare before the right home appears. Know your financing, understand recent comparable sales, decide which conditions you need, and set your walkaway price before emotions take over. If you're selling, low inventory can give you leverage, but your launch still matters. Photos, presentation, pricing, and timing determine whether buyers compete for your home or scroll past it. And that leads to the third trend, the one hiding behind the record-breaking price headlines. Finally, trend number 3. Saskatoon is becoming a split market. Saskatoon's residential benchmark price reached a new record of $448,400 in June. That was up from the $444,400 in May and nearly 5% higher than 1 year earlier. But that does not mean every Saskatoon property increased by 5%. It also does not mean every seller can choose any price and expect buyers to accept it. The benchmark price tracks the value of a typical home. Your results still depend on the property type, neighborhood, condition, upgrades, and price range. Turnkey homes with broad appeal can attract immediate attention. Properties that need major or minor work may face more resistance because renovation costs have increased. Buyers are already stretching their budgets, so many place a premium on homes that feel ready to live in. This creates two different experiences. One seller launches at a price supported by recent sales, gets strong traffic, and receives multiple offers. Another seller looks at the record benchmark, adds an extra little bit to their listing price to test the market, and they hear nothing other than crickets. The same split affects buyers. You may have little negotiating room on a polished family home, yet find an opportunity on a property with poor photos, dated finishes, a different layout, or too high of an asking price. There is also a second split developing between Saskatoon's resale and rental markets. CMHC expects Saskatoon's resale market to stay strong, supported in part by continued ownership demand. At the same time, more purpose-built rental homes are being completed. CMHC expects that added supply to increase rental vacancies and slow rent growth. That could give renters more choice, while people trying to buy a detached home still face limited resale inventory. For investors, this means you cannot assume every rental property will perform well because Saskatoon is growing. You need to study the rent, vacancy risk, expenses, property condition, and future competition from newer rental buildings. For someone moving here, it could mean renting first becomes a lot easier than it is right now. That may give you time to learn the neighborhoods before buying. Across Canada, CMHC expects softer demand and pressure on home prices during 2026. However, it also expects prairie markets to lead the country because demand remains stronger here. Saskatoon is not immune to the economy, but it is moving through a different market cycle than cities such as Toronto or Vancouver or even Calgary. National headlines cannot tell you what is happening on your street or within your price range. So here's a simple recap. Trend 1, Saskatoon buyer demand remains well above normal. Trend 2, more homes are being listed, but buyers are absorbing that supply before it creates relief. And trend 3, record prices do not affect every property equally. The resale market remains tight, while new rental supply may give tenants more options. If you're buying, focus less on predicting the perfect month. and more on having the right plan for your price range. If you're selling, do not confuse a strong market with a market where pricing and presentation no longer matter. And if you're moving to Saskatoon, compare the cost of renting and owning based on your timeline. The right answer for someone staying 2 years may be very different from the answer for someone building a life here for the next decade. So if you're thinking about buying, selling, or moving to Saskatoon, my team and I would be happy to help build you a plan based on your specific situation. We help hundreds of clients every year and are experienced in tight markets like our current one. As always, my contact information is in the description below. And if you found this content helpful, give the video a like, subscribe, and if you have time, leave me a comment about which of these 3 trends surprised you the most. Thanks for watching and have a great day.